Hello, I'm Elaine, the Ninja Life Coach, and welcome to my channel today. Today, I'm going to get ready and do my makeup like an Instagrammer, and I hope we have a lot of fun today. I want to show you, I'm going to drop right now a picture of the girl, and I'm going to try to duplicate her hair and her makeup. Now, I didn't have a blonde wig, so I could do what she did to her hair, but I did drag out old Marianne. And I've done a little top knot up here on the top of my head like she has done in her picture. Now, it's not blonde, but it's the closest thing that I had without going out and buying a wig for this video. And I didn't want to do that because I don't ever wear hair this long. So just bear with me, and I'm going to drop that picture in right now, and I'll be right back. Okay. The first thing that I'm going to do before I do anything else is I'm going to prime my face with the L'Oreal Face Primer. I actually did a product review on this product a few weeks ago, and I ended up really liking this product. If you want a really smooth finish, this is a good primer to use. So I've moisturized, I've done all my beauty routine that I do every day. And I'm just going to use a little bit of this to prime my face real good before we get started on this catastrophe. Now, I have already tried this look out before I did this, because I actually tried to film this yesterday. And I ended up having a lot of problems with the video, a lot of problems with the editing and stuff. So I've had to end up doing it over again. So let's take one more look at the lady, and then we'll go ahead and start in on the makeup. Now, as I go along, I'm not going to show you how to do both eyes. I'm going to just do one eye, and then I'll go off camera and do the other eye, because when I filmed this yesterday, it actually took me, it was 48 minutes long, and I'm like, nobody wants to sit through that. So here's the lady, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. First thing that I want to do is I want to apply a concealer, and I'm actually using E.L.F. It's got the fair on one side and the white on the other, and I'm going to apply concealer to my entire eye area, both under and over my eye. I really like this concealer. I've ended up just really using it and probably overusing it everywhere that I use this stuff, because this is just, it's a good creamy concealer. I really recommend a creamier concealer the older you get. I think we need that. And I'm going to grab my makeup mirror here just for a second so I can see what I'm doing. Because I think we need something a little creamier. The older we get, we don't need anything that's really matte around our eyes. Now, I'm going to use it today because that's what the girl in the picture has used. If you'll notice, her skin is very, very flawless. So I'm going to try to recreate something similar to that. She's flawless, but yet she's dewy. Now, obviously, this photo is photoshopped. So I'm going to drop it in here again so you can see one more time. Okay, I'm going to use a combination of Dewy Illuminator by Wet n Wild and Revolution Cover Stick. This is number F3, and I use this sometimes. It's a really good coverage. It's I'm going to mix it with this Dewy Illuminator right here on the back of my hand, simply because the lady in this picture looks really, really bright. Her face looks really bright and luminescent. So I'm going to attempt to recreate that look here today for you guys. If I can find my, well, I can't find my, I don't see my blending brush. Yep, here it is. I've got it. If you all could see what was laying out here on this table, you all would probably run screaming from the room. I have got so many products over here, but I'm going to put this on, and I'm just going to tuck this back just a little bit. Now, I had to put this band obviously on my face to hide the wig, because this wig actually has bangs. So I had to do something here to hide that. So that's what I chose to do, was to put that band on my head, because this was the closest that I could get to that hairstyle. I apologize, I know it looks ridiculous, but just bear with me, and maybe the finished product won't be so hideously bad. So here we go with this product. I actually like to mix these two together. And a lot of folks ask me, you know, and I've explained on some of my videos why the wigs. But one reason that I haven't talked about on camera about the wigs is when I put on a wig, I am stepping way, way outside my comfort zone. This is not something that I would normally do, even though I've always loved wigs from the time I was a kid until you know, even now, I still love them. I think they're fun. I think they're just a hoot. But not everyone feels that way, and not everyone, you know, likes and enjoys wigs, but I do it mainly to get me outside of my comfort zone, but also to show you guys that you can do something a little bit different, and it's okay, and it's perfectly fine to step outside your comfort zone and do something a little bit radical. So next, after I do that, I'm going to put on a little bit of CoverGirl Clean Professional powder. This is translucent, and I'm just going to use just a little bit of this, and I'm trying to shake a little bit out here in the lid. That's what I normally do. And I'm going to get my blending brush, and I'm just going to blend. The lady in the picture looks very, very golden looking, and I think she's more gold than what I can probably make myself appear to be today. So my natural skin color is very, very pale, and I could probably spend a long time trying to achieve that golden color, but you know what? I'm just not going to do that. But I'm just going to kind of do this to set this down just a little bit. And this is, after I get this set down, and I'm going to just pat it in with my hands, just to try to, you know, get it really worked in with the dewiness of my primer and my foundation. Now, after I've done that, my skin still feels pretty dewy. It doesn't feel really matte at all, which is what I was wanting, because the next thing I'm going to use is I'm going to use the, I'm looking for the L'Oreal, here it is, the Dewy, not the Dewy, the True Match, the Lumi. I'm going to use this next, and I'm going to apply this as the lady in the picture did, right up here on my brow, because she has kind of a, I'm going to do something like that. Now, I'm going to blend it in to give myself, and I'm going to blend it down towards my temple area, and kind of go in a motion of a backwards 3, kind of like this. And I'm putting this down as a base so that when I start to build on this with the bronzing powder, it will be a little more intense, kind of like what that lady in the picture has got going on, I hope. So let me pause while I get the rest of this done. I'm going to be going all the way down and down on my jawline like that. So I'm going to pause this, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have that on. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to follow it up with another thin coat of the translucent powder by CoverGirl. So just going to kind of tap it in on those spots that I did to matte that down just a bit, because I'm getting ready to use my bronzing powder. And I am actually going to use, this is Wet n Wild bronzer. And let me look on the back so that I can tell you the color of this. I don't know that it has a color. It's Wet n Wild Coloricon bronzer, and it doesn't have a color, so it must only come in one color. I picked this up at the end of the summer last year because I was feeling like I was getting a little pale, so I picked up this bronzer just when I was out shopping one day, and I have ended up really liking this. I'm going to use my stippling brush, And this is an E.L.F. brush, and I'll have a link for everything in the description so that you guys can take a look at this. And I'm going to apply this right over what I just did. I'm going to tap that in. I'm going to tap that in really good right there so that I can give myself some color and try to give myself a little bit of a tan here. You know, that's what the girl looks like in the picture. She's very golden looking. So I was like, well, I can be golden too if I so take a notion. So I'm going right in here with that bronzer. Okay, now here we go. And I'm going to take just a little bit of Pro HD Correct and Perfect palette by Revolution. And I'm going to use a little bit of the white color in here. This one right here. And I'm going to take my big brush here, and I don't know who made this brush. I don't even know where I got the thing, but it's just a big kabuki brush. I'll look one up and I'll put a link down there if you want to look one. And I'm going to actually use that right on the bridge of my nose. And right there, and actually gonna sweep it right there and across my forehead. Don't mess up where you've already been for the bronzer. I'm just kind of highlighting the areas that the sun would naturally hit and cause an illumination. And if you look at a lot of the Instagrammers and a lot of the things that they do, they use this HD powder on their skin. Now, I use HD powder a lot, to be honest with you, if I'm going to be on camera, because it really creates a nice effect for the camera. But I use it every day too, because I like it. It really makes your skin look bright, right in the areas of where everything is. And I'm just going to kind of pat it down, and I'm going to check out my look with my glasses. So let me see. Okay, this is a little scary looking, but continuing on, let's refresh our memory one more time with what the lady looks like. Okay, so here we go with the brow. Now, she has a very defined look on her brows that are closer to her nose. So I'm going to attempt to recreate that with this brow pencil. This is the L'Oreal brow pencil that I used before, and I'm going to try to do it like right here so that you guys can see. And I'm going to apply it in just a little flicking motion, and I'm just going to flick up. And I'm going to do a heavier brow than I normally do because her brows are actually fairly heavy in that picture. And I don't normally do an extremely heavy brow because I'm not a particular fan of that look on me. But I'm going to do it today because I'm trying to recreate that look. So let's pause for a minute. Let me do my other brow and I'll be right back. Okay, so here are my brows, and I've got to say, while I was doing my other brow, I got up, my eyes started watering, and I got up and looked at myself in the mirror in my bathroom, and I almost jumped out of my skin because I scared myself so bad. The next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to use a brightening, here it is. I'm going to use a Lancome Shimmer powder. This powder was released by Lancome. It's old. They don't make it anymore. And you could use something like this on your eye, on your face, on your shoulders, on your décolleté, anywhere you want to use it. Now, Lancome does not make this product anymore, but you can find this. There's plenty of other places that make this, and I'm going to use I'm just going to use my finger, and I'm going to go right in under my brow and just highlight that. Now, that's not something that I normally do, simply because I am not a fan of white powder on a mature eye. But in order to recreate this look, this is what I have to do. So here we go. Here it is for you guys to look at. And I'm going to next use, it looks like to me she has a peachy color on her eye. And I'm going to use this peachy blush. This is a CoverGirl, no, I'm sorry, this is an E.L.F. blush. I don't know the color of it. Well, yes, I do. Here it is. I'll have to put my glasses on to see. This is color number Peach Perfection 7F01SF 95001. I will drop the link, like I said, for all this in there. So I'm going to use this little peachy color on my eyelid. This is actually a cream blush, but I use stuff all over my face where it don't belong, so that's okay. So I'm going to do this eye first so that you guys can see, and then I'll pause it and go on to the next thing. I'm going to actually put quite a bit of this on my eye. It looks like this gal has got actually more of this on than I would probably ever wear in this lifetime, but I think on her this looks lovely. And all I wanted to point out, ladies, by doing this is there are things that we do that we can no longer, there are looks that we can do. And by all means, if you like this look and you're 75 years old and you think it looks great on you, wear it. Wear whatever you want. I'm merely just giving guidelines. And I'm not going to be a fan of this look. I may take some of the elements of the look though, like this peach. I quite like this on my eyes. So I'll probably wear this again on my eyes like this because I actually like it. So there's the peach. I'm going to pause it, do the other eye. Okay, and here we go. One thing I noticed that the lady did is she had a little bit of this under her eye as well. So I'm going to get just a little bit and I'm going to go underneath my eye. With both, I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye because it's quick. But this is normally something I wouldn't recommend doing because it can really age your eye, as you can see. I don't think this is my best look, but it's a fun something to do for the day. Now, I'm going to pause this for just a second, let you take another look at the lady because I'm getting ready to do the eyes. Be right back. Okay, and here we go. One thing I noticed that the lady did is she had a little bit of this under her eye as well. So I'm going to get just a little bit and I'm going to go underneath my eye. With both, I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye because it's quick. But this is normally something I wouldn't recommend doing because it can really age your eye, as you can see. I don't think this is my best look, but it's a fun something to do for the day. Now, I'm going to pause this for just a second, let you take another look at the lady because I'm getting ready to do the eyes. Be right back. Okay, ladies, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use, this is a gel pencil, and I believe this is Maybelline. It is Maybelline Long Lasting Gel Liner. And I'm going to tight line my upper lid, tight line my lower lid in the waterline. I normally don't do that. I love the look, but it is absolutely, with me being an allergy sufferer, this will be all over my face in an hour. So this is not something I normally do, but this is waterproof, so it may stay just a little longer. So I'm gonna do one eye, and then I'll do the other one off camera. So here we go. I am not graceful when I do this, nor am I graceful when I do just about anything, but y'all bear with me. Oh goodness, I'm going to have to get over here and do this like this because I'm not getting a good application. Bear with me just a second, folks. There, that is better. Now I'm going to go ahead while I've got this pencil out, and I'm going to line my upper lid. I'm going to use the same pencil that I used to line my waterline. I'm going to give myself a little bit of a cat eye. I don't know that she has that, but actually like a cat eye. And this is something that I do to myself quite a lot because it kind of gives your eye, it gives an aging eye a little bit of a lift. I'm going to go in now and do the bottom. Now this one I can do and let you guys see. So looks like she's got hers lined all the way over. So there we go. There's one eye. Now I'll be right back. I'm going to do my other eye. Okay, so here's the eyes. And my next step is going to be putting on false eyelashes. Now, ladies, I'm going to do that off camera. So when I come back, hopefully I will have on 2 eyelashes. I don't think I can complete the look without it, or I would skip this step, because if you all watch my last video, you know how horrible I am at this. This is probably going to take me a hot minute. I'll be back in just a second. In the meantime, I'll give you one more look at the lady. Okay, here I am with these false eyelashes on. It took me a hot minute, but I'm back. I'm going to now put on some mascara so I can blend the two together. So here we go. Let me see if I can see it. My eyes feel like they weigh 10 pounds a piece with these things on. So I'm not a fan of them. I do like the way it makes my eyes look, but man, it is a bear to try to get on. So here we go. Whew. This is my last pair of false eyelashes that I have, and when I'm done with this video, they are probably going in the garbage. So next thing I'm going to do to my eyes is I'm going to put a little bit of the shimmer powder that I used on my eyes. Let me find it. I'm going to put a little bit of that right in the corner of my eye, just to give them a little bit of a pop. So let me find my little blending brush here that I used. Here we go. And I'm just applying it directly out of the cap. So here I go. Now, this is something that I do on a regular basis. I don't use something quite this shiny, but I do use a white on the inside corner of my eye, because I use a matte. I don't use a shimmer, but it does kind of give your eye a little bit of a pop. So there you have it. Now, one of the last thing I do before I start on my lips, and this is just a little quick something, is I want my face to look just a bit more, I want the center of my face to pop just a little bit more, and I'm going to go back with my E.L.F. concealer, and I'm going to apply right on the end of my nose, down the bridge of my nose, and on my chin. Now, normally, if I was going to do this, I may let me do a little dot up there. I was going to say I'm not going to do that, but what the heck, I might as well just go ahead. So I'm just going to blend it in, just for kicks and giggles, and to give myself a little bit more of that highlighted look. You've got to be careful about doing this after you've put powder over it, because sometimes it will roll right off. But this E.L.F. Concealer is fairly emollient, so it should be fine. So let me look at myself to see how I look, because I have not viewed this yet. Oh my holy stars. Okay. My, that's a lot of product. So now, last but not least, let's take one more look at the lady. And let's move on to the lips. So her lips in that picture are very, very full. Now, my top lip is nowhere near as full as hers is. And I'm going to have to draw that on. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my upper and my lower lip bigger and try to do it without looking like whatever happened to Baby Jane. So here we go. I've got my mirror here because I got to see. There's one side. There's the other. Now, my lips are extremely crooked. So in order to get anything that looks halfway natural on my lips by doing this, I'm gonna have to work with this just a bit. So bear with me while I mess with this just a little bit. Now for the bottom. Now, if I were going to get all Kardashian on everybody, and I may do that before the end of this video, I would put a lot of more white in through here, and I am going to finish off the whole look with a powder, but I'm not going to do all that. So, you all have probably seen that. You all probably know about it. Great. There is a limit to what I will do on camera. So let's try this red. This is a nice clear red. Now this particular red, I don't think that they make it anymore. I think this is Hollywood Red. I got this in a gift with purchase back a while back, and this, I don't think this company is even in business anymore. So I'm going to apply this, and y'all just tell me what you think. Drop me some comments on here. Now, I have to just say, holy guacamole. Hold on just a second. Okay, I wanted to make sure I wasn't getting any lipstick on my teeth, so I had to do the old finger in my mouth trick to get that off of there. This is pretty much the look. I'm going to finish it off with a little more HD powder to try to make myself a little bit shinier and a little bit more glowing like the lady in the photo does. And I want you all to know I am not making fun of her in any way. I am just doing this, recreating this look to show you why us ladies over 40 may not need to do some of the things that these Instagrammers do. So here is the look. And I think if these glasses are going to spoil the look, or maybe it'll make me run screaming from the room. So here is the look. I still have lipstick on my teeth a little bit. Needless to say, this is not going to be something I'm going to wear every day of my natural life. But this is a lot of fun to do something that's a little outside your comfort zone every day and just try some new makeup techniques. It's perfectly okay to use a different color of eyeshadow. It's perfectly okay to use a different color of lipstick rather than what you're used to. It's perfectly okay to try a different type of bronzing powder or blush or anything like that. It's perfectly okay to try that. And I would recommend, if you're at a makeup party or something, try on everything that the consultant has there. Try it on. That's the time to try it, to see if you like it. Another thing you can do, if you can go to the drugstore, and a lot of drugstore brands like Wet n Wild or Jane or E.L.F. or any of those that you find there, they're really not expensive at all. And it's very, very inexpensive for you to try a new color. What I may do one day soon is try to recreate Twiggy's look from back in the 60s. I hope you all have enjoyed this today. I sure have. I've got to get this wig off my head really quick because it's starting to give me a headache with all this hair. Hope you all have a wonderful day today. God bless. Maranatha.